I teach you the formula to eating grasshoppers?
Please, do tell.
You start with the head, then eat the abdomen last. Then you start the head, it's really crunchy. Anyway.
Hello and welcome to our conversation today. We're going to talk about culture shocks, just the different. She's moved from Uganda to Kenya. I've moved from Uganda to California, back to Uganda. So just some of the things we've experienced within that time frame.
And also just wherever it is that we've traveled to.
Yes.
So I think one of the biggest culture shocks, which even has nothing to do with my moving from Uganda to Kenya back and forth, but was when I actually saw people eating snails. I was like, you guy, what's happening, you know? And this was Nigeria. You know, we actually have a lot of snails in East Africa, but we don't eat them. So it's kind of interesting when you go to a culture, say in Western Africa, and you find them eating snails, you know?
But you're talking about
snails?
No. You're talking about eating snails, but what do we eat in Africa, in Uganda?
Grasshoppers.
Yes, the
Nsenene.
grasshopper eating is a bit shocking for me. Okay.
It is. It's shocking for you? And
Shocking.
you're Ugandan? Okay,
Shocking
Ugandan
for me.
American.
I can't get into it. I also couldn't eat shrimp, so shrimp reminded me too much of an insect. So that was something that was
So
like.
should I teach you the formula to eating grasshoppers?
Please, do tell.
You start with the head, then eat the abdomen last. Then you start the head, it's really crunchy. Anyway. Okay, so one of the other culture shocks when I moved to Kenya, I was like, you know, this country has a variety of food, but I don't think they know that they do, because, you know, I was like, can I say driving, or was I being driven in a matatu? And then I saw a tree on the road. Usually in Uganda, we actually drink the leaf, like you can make tea out of it. It's called mujaja. You know mujaja?
Yes, I do.
I don't know what the English name for it is. But I was like, that's mujaja. How come these guys are looking at it and walking past it like it's a weed? And it was fully grown, overgrown. I was like, I wish I could stop this matatu. I could get out and take some leaves off of that tree. I was like, you know, there's a lot of food here, but I don't think, you know, people are so used to a certain like type of food that to them that's food. If there's no ugali, then it's not food. If there's no sukuma wiki or spinach or whatever, like I've actually seen a lot of greens or vegetables that are eaten in Uganda but are hardly eaten here. Yeah, so there's that bit of the food culture shock. You get here and you're like, where am I gonna get katunkuma in Kenya?
Yes.
And you actually won't easily find it unless maybe you go to like the countryside of Kenya. You might find it as well.
I think another cultural shock for me, as you can see, I'm a bit bigger, and Ugandans would be like, "You're so fat." I'm like, "Dude, really? Can you just turn that down a bit?" Yeah, they're just like straight up. Americans will not tell you you're so fat, or you know,
it's the profiling.
Yeah, but so I think it's just like kind of in your face type situation, because it's not just you're fat, you're so fat. Like if you're not looking well, they'll just be like, hey, dude.
But Ugandans are generally not small. In fact, I get asked, why are you a slim Ugandan? Why aren't you like the other Ugandans?
Yeah, but I think kind of thinking of it from my mindset, that's just in a way it's a compliment, right? They're like, oh, you're so fat, you look good, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. But to me, it didn't.
It will be a conversation of, I think you need to eat some more.
Right. So that was shocking to me. I was like, whoa, what just happened here?
So you were actually told?
All the time. Yeah.
You still get told that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, appreciating people in all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a compliment.
I actually think so.
I think it's a compliment.
Yeah, but when they tell me you need to eat more, I don't think that's a compliment.
True. And then that's body image, right? Body image differences between the US and here, where being fat is good and that's what they want. And people are asking you, how can I get fat? Like, I want to be fat like you. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you like punking me right now? Is that what's happening?
No, but it's true, you know. Another culture shock I found here was how many ladies here wear dreadlocks. I used to see ladies and I'm like, wow, they must really, you know, go through a hard time. But then when I went to the salon, one of my stylists told me actually this is one of the easier ways to maintain African hair. Just lock it. Do the sister locks. I don't even know what they call. Like there's
the
like
dreads. There are different types of dread. Yes,
yeah. And I was like, this is really impressive because a lot of Kenyan women actually wear dreadlocks compared to the women from Uganda or Rwanda, you know, and all the other parts I think that I've been to, which I think is a very good thing. It shows like there's some kind of liberalism with hair in Kenya. Yeah.
I think that's a good follow-up conversation with us. The natural hair movement in Africa. Yes.
To have, yep.
We're definitely going to have that conversation.
Is there another culture shock you've had?
Time.
The time shift, yeah?
No.
Or timekeeping.
Concept of time. People tell you they're going to be somewhere and it's like hours later and they're still on their way and you're like, are you actually coming? You know, that's it's a whole situation.
Yeah. No, I think time is in individuals. Like it's an individual thing. I wouldn't say a lot of us don't keep time because I know there are people who really keep time. And when you say 8, they show up at 7:50.
Where are those people? Where are those people? Are they in Uganda?
You're looking at me here, you know?
Okay, but you are now in Kenya. I don't know. I don't think the Ugandans are caught up yet.
You know,
if we were honest.
Honestly, time management is it's a personal trait. If you don't keep time, that's an individual thing. But then again, our leaders don't make it any easier. You know, when they're supposed to officiate an event at 10 a.m. and they show up at 2 p.m., you know, and you start to wonder, like, does the time on their side move as fast as ours or something, you know? So that's why people tend to think African time, you know, is it 8 a.m. African time or is it 8 a.m., 8 a.m., you know? So there are always those kinds of questions, and some people tend to get culture shocks because in Africa, we don't include travel time when we're telling people what time we're going to be up for an appointment. So you say 8, but you haven't calculated if there's going to be traffic or not. And so when you're stuck in traffic, you're afraid to tell the person on the other end, look, I'm going to be running late because of traffic. And then you find them there and they're probably in a whole other mood.
But let me get academic on you. It's actually just the concept of time, because I think in America for sure it's a linear time. You can be on time, but if you think about it, and I don't know about Rukonjo, but in Nyankore you can only be in time. You can't actually be on time.
Yeah.
And in time is a very different thing than on time.
Yeah.
Because on time is like a specific time. You're on it or you're not, right? But in time is like, I'm in time to do this, whether I'm actually on time or not.
Or not. Okay.
It's a conceptual. The conceptualization of time is more fluid than rigid.
It's more fluid than rigid.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
We'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe.